Okay, hello, my dear friends. It's again a great feeling to be back here and talking to you. I'm sure you have been waiting what I'm going to say today. And today, I was thinking what I should say today, and I realized one of the most important aspects and so many questions which come out of this part of the whole SSB process, that is the psych test. So today my endeavor would be to make you people understand a few aspects of this psych tech test and how you should approach of improving your personality whenever you're giving the psych test. So there are three-pronged approach in which the assessment is done, as you all know, that is the psych, the interview and the GTO. And the three-pronged approach is called as a Mansa, Vacha and Karmana. Sanskrit words. Mansa talks about what you think, which is the psych test. Vacha is what you talk, which is the interview. And then Karmana is what you do, which is the GTO part. So today my endeavor would be to touch upon the Mansa part, what you think and how you should approach a psych test. So let me start by saying ki don't try to prepare anything specifically for psych test. That would be my first advice to all of you, because it is more based upon your inner self. So if you lead a correct life in your daily life, your approach to things in daily life is correct, you are doing things which any aspiring student will do in life, that will get reflected out here in the SSB. So for the psych test, one of the most important aspects that you should work upon obviously is the PIQ, the personal information questionnaire. If you don't have it, and I will see how I will put it in the description in attachment as to what is the psych the PIQ requirements, and then you can work upon it, or it's available in the net also, what are the requirements. So work upon your PIQ, and that should be a reflection of your psych test. So because only when the psych is able to understand your PIQ is some kind of a resume or a information about your life, your socio-economic background, your lifestyle, your aspirations, all those are written out there. What have you done in life in the past? And based on that, the assessor, he or she will be judging upon the psych test. So as you all know, psych test comprises of 4 in number test. The thematic appreciation test, which is the TAT. Then you got the word association test, that is the VAT. Then you got the SRT, which is the situation reaction test. And lastly, it is the SD, or the self description. So this is looking at the unconscious mind of yours, right at the depth of your thing, and it's all time based. So when the stress of time is there, that is the time the actual self comes out. That is the whole premise with which this technique is being used to understand your personality. So if you understand and try to analyze this, see, it is a written exam kind of stuff where you have to write pages and pages of it. In fact, you end up writing about 16 pages in the overall things. So let us try to understand how much of it you have to write. For example, there are 12 stories in the TAT which you have to write in about 4 minutes with a picture shown to you for 30 seconds, right? One after the other. So 30 seconds of showing the picture, thereafter 4 minutes of writing. 30 seconds of showing the picture, 4 minutes of writing. Like this, you have to write 12 stories. And how much can one write in about 4 minutes? It's about 100 words, 80 to 100 words, about 8 to 10 lines. So if you are writing 12 stories and you are writing 100 words per story, it's about 1200 words that you would write. All right? In about 4 into 12. Okay? That is the time. So about 50 minutes. Then comes the VAT, word association test. 5 seconds of showing the picture, 10 seconds of writing it. Rapid. It is coming and going, coming and going. So you write about a sentence Each sentence maximum you can write about 10 words per sentence. Therefore, if you write 60 words, so you are writing about 600 words. Then comes the SRT. 30 minutes, 60 SRTs. In your own pace. So if you write all the 60, then you are writing about 15 words per SRT, which is about totally 150 into 60 if you do 15 into 60, it's about 900 words. And thereafter you come to the self-description, which is about 80 words and 5 paragraphs of what do your parents think about you, what do your teachers think about you in case you are studying, or what do your superiors think about you in case you are working. Third paragraph is about what do your friends think about you in case you are studying, and what do your colleagues think about you if you are working. And obviously the fourth is what do you think about yourself. And fifth is what are your aspirations, what do you think you want to be in the future. So 5 paragraphs you are writing in about 15 minutes, that is 3 minutes per paragraph. So how much can you write in 3 minutes? About 80 words. So 80 into 5, 400 words. So when you add all these things, it comes to about 3,100 words that you write. Minimum. That are the minimum requirements. How many times do you write 3,100 words in a day, in a month, in a year? Have you written? I'm sure in today's day of technology where you're only typing things, using your fingers for WhatsApp, or computer mein you're using only tapping a few other things. See, hardly anybody writes. So nobody has got a practice of writing. And subsequently this is a minimum. So you cannot go for minimum practice. So if you even add 10% more, like any machinery is always tested to 110% of its capacity to see whether it can withstand the pressures or not, especially under stress. So in my opinion, if you are able to concentrate for about 3,500 words in about 3 hours, then at least mentally you are stable to attempt the SSB. Now, I'm sure you never would have thought like this. So for that, you will have to practice writing. Not practice the stories or the VAT or the SRT. You have to practice writing. And thereafter leave it to your creativity, your imagination to come up with a good story or a good word or the right way to react to a situation. So my suggestion is there, please practice daily of writing. So that when you go and write there, your hand is not getting tired. You are not mentally fatigued. Your shoulders, your wrist does not pain because you are not habitual of writing. So do practice. See whether you can practice. You take a newspaper, take a novel, take a book, or take something where you are constantly writing. And that would help you to at least leave one part of the psych test comfortably. Thereafter, you have to only think. And second most thing, whenever you are attempting any test, see, you have to understand the framework in which you are operating it. What is supposed to be there? So framework here is time and quality. Right? So, and it's a written skill, written communication skill. So there are two kinds of framework within which you have to operate. The first kind of framework is obviously a framework in which your writing things is seen. See, again, remove the variables out of here. Like for example, your neatness in your writing. Are you neat in writing or not? Or are you haphazard, dirty, you're cutting too much, your left align and right align is not good. See, those concentrate on that. The second important thing that you have to focus on is your handwriting. Many times students come and ask me, sir, my handwriting is bad. What can I do? My answer is very simple, improve. See, you cannot go to the SSB saying that my handwriting is bad. You will have to practice and try to improve your handwritings. Go back to the drawing board, what you did in class first 1 and 2, where you had a four ruled book, where your teacher was trying to teach you cursive writing. Again, relive that if required. But your handwriting has to be good. Improve on it. The third thing is spellings, English spellings. It becomes important. You cannot say that, sir, my spelling is bad. What can I do? You will have to improve on the spellings. And because of issue with spelling, so many people use only simple words to express themselves. Though they know English how to express is much better. But because of spellings, they end up using a word which is not fitting the requirements. So you have to make efforts to improve your spellings. And obviously the last is grammar. See, your grammar, especially people go in past tense or present tense. So my suggestion is there, use past tense to express your stories in the TAT. There is a change in tense from when you start to when you end. There is a change in participle. There are syntax errors in your two long sentences, not using the full stop and commas correctly to express yourself. So grammar becomes a very important. He or she, the difference between he and she, interchanging between he and she. So these are some common mistakes that you do in the psych test. So the framework for this is this four: neatness, handwriting, grammar and spelling. So concentrate on this. Once this part is over, thereafter you can start putting focus on the quality of your stories. So quality of your stories again has got a framework. This is the second framework within which you have to operate. So the framework would be spontaneity, creativity, genuineness, actionable. Once these four are there, thereafter the story would be genuine story. So try to focus on that and let it be based on two things. One could be aspirational. The story could be aspirational. And the second, the story could be experiential. So these are the two aspects which you should keep concentrating on. And on all these three aspects of how you have to write, what you have to write, and how to improve on that using aspirational stories and experiential stories. Let it be a reflection of your PIQ. Some elements out of the PIQ which can showcase your personality in the stories could be a very good way of making the psychologists understand about yourself. Don't try to please the psychologist by synthetic stories just for the sake of let it be a storybook of your personality rather than trying to be like someone else or preconceived, what we call. So there are many aspects through which a story could be preconceived. So I will not venture in that area as to what all stories are considered preconceived. And you can, if you have any doubts, you can join our course and there we will talk about it in detail. However, it is suffice to say it should not be genuine. It should not be preconceived. It should be genuine. Then there are various. So now introspect, understand to what kind of stories could be a genuine story. So, for example, you are opening a newspaper every day, or you are going to your office or your place of study, or you are meeting with your friends, or you are meeting your relatives, cousins, uncles and aunts. See, and you know so many people are involved in so many things. So once you start seeing those, there it could be experience would start counting. That would be a genuine story. Talk to subject matter expert. How will you react in this kind of thing? That could be a genuine story. Your aspirations are there, where your passion is being showed, your motivation is being showed, your ways of putting in effort is being seen, where all you have put in. So that could be a correct way of giving the psych, a TAT kind of story. Okay, so that is one area. Next, coming to TAT, you can cover up all these things. Use this. Try to be consistent in your story. Don't be short or long. See, haphazard. Don't do that. Relate to the picture. See the picture from top to bottom, left to right, right hand corner to left hand corner. So see the picture, see the props, see the background. See, many times people miss out on the background. Two people are talking, they forget what is the background. And the background where there is some mountain, some factory or something, and they are talking something else. So it should be relatable. The stimulus which is being shown to you has to be important. The hero in the picture has to be correctly identified. Who is that? Using all the elements in the picture are very important. Don't leave out. See, the props in their hand has to be clearly understood. You have to make a story. So basically, what are the three things that you write in a story? What led to the situation? What is the situation, and what is the most likely outcome of the situation? These three things. And my experience is so many people always leave out what led to the situation, the why. Why are they doing what they are doing in the picture now? So if you can answer that why, the story will be genuine. So my suggestion is there, focus on all these three things. All the three things have to be written in the TAT, so that it is easily understandable by the assessor. If you find you are not coming up with good stories, take 30 more seconds to think. Don't worry. But when you write correctly. Don't be in a hurry to write. Don't take the stress of writing fast and then spoiling the story. And obviously the 12th story is a blank story, and you can imagine, depending upon how the first 11 stories are coming, what is coming to your mind, and you can write the 12. It could be aspirational, it could be some achievement that you got, or whatever is coming to your mind at that time. See, that would be the right way to attempt the 12th story. Understood the TAT, how to handle the TAT. Now let us go on to the VAT, that is the word association test. See, you can't miss out on any word. So you can't say, sir, 5 of them I've left, 10 of them I've left because I wanted to maintain quality. All the 60 has to be attended. One odd here and there, if you miss just because you don't know the meaning, that's a different thing. But you can't leave it because 10 seconds, 15 seconds you are blank. Blank is not an option available with you. To go blank, I can't think of anything. So for that reason, you have to improve your vocabulary. There are various methods by which you can improve your vocabulary. You have to go through a thesaurus. You have to go through where antonyms and synonyms are given to use the right word to express what you have in mind. A thesaurus is a very beautiful way. Then there's the ecosystem in which so many people are learning English. People are going abroad. They are giving 10 different exams like a SAT exam, an IELTS exam, a GRE exam, a GMAT exam, a CAT exam. See, all these require somewhere English to be used. You have to clear that exam. So there are books available. There are apps available to improve your vocabulary. So use that. So the moment you start improving your vocabulary, you know the right words to use. Thereafter, you can make that observation of the word. Okay, what do you relate this word to? It may be the word itself is used in the sentence, or it may be that you don't use it in the sentence. Need not. So you are making an observation. What comes to your mind first once you look at this word? That would be the right thing. So practice on that, improve your vocabulary so that you are able to attempt all the 60. Again, there are various things how to do that. For my suggestion would be there that to understand this, it requires deeper understanding. It requires a lot of discussions between the candidate and the assessor, and it goes into the one-to-one level of mentorship. So all those people who are interested to know more about this, see, my suggestion is contact me. Now we go on to the third one, which is the SRT. SRT is completely experiential. If you have experienced things, you have done things in life, and you know what are the actions to be taken sequentially, important. What is the sequence with which you are writing becomes important. So logically processing the solution in your mind. So you are writing about 1.5 sentences. Don't write long sentences. Don't write 4 sentences. No, it is not required. You can be using shortcuts on this. small short sentences of your actions. Generally the SRT would be so things happen, you will. So you do not write you will, you are wasting time. Just start writing the actions. Sequentially, the importance is in sequence. What you will do first, the second, third. So have 3-4 actions written out there. Now here you can't leave any blanks. You can't go again blank. You have to attempt 60. The competition is tough. So this again is a very big myth. Do you go for quality and you do go for quantity? See, that is an equation you will have to solve. So people do get recommended without completing all the 60. But are you sure that the psychologist has cleared them? That question nobody knows except for the psychologist. So see, maintaining quality, how much best can you do? So quantity is as important as quality. Don't miss out on that. Yes, obviously between a quantity and quality be a goal, but how much can you compromise on quantity? That equation you will have to solve at your end. If you want to know more about it, again I would suggest contact me. There's a big philosophy behind it. You'll have to understand the philosophy, then only that decision can be taken. So solve this in your own mind, introspect. If it is experiential, it is very good. Or what would be the right thing could also be one way of looking at it. One of the ways of solving the SRT, what would be the right way in this kind of situation? So there are certain times that you want to go to the right path. Sometimes you want to do what you will do. So this being the individuality and your courage of conviction. So these two things would be, and obviously the third part, the experience, what I've got. So these three things will help you in giving the SRT in a much better way. And my suggestion would be do as much as possible maintaining the quality. Next comes is the SD, the self-description. So this is an opportunity for you to tell your strengths and weaknesses, your likes and dislikes, your areas of improvement. What are your aspirations? A very important aspect, the fifth, the last of the things. Don't miss out. So many times people give an incomplete SD because they are running against time. Don't do that. See, this is a time based on the PIQ and your SD. The assessor is able to understand your personality and what you have written in your previous tests to have a deeper understanding of your personality. So don't leave it incomplete. See, incomplete means insufficient data available to the assessor and you have missed an opportunity to showcase yourself. So it could be, some examples could be given there. See how you are trying to improve, what your parents feel. See, finally at the end of it is what? See, you feel your parents feel this about you. You feel your superiors or your teachers feel that about you. You feel your friends and colleagues feel that about you, or you feel about yourself. So finally it is your feeling which is coming out there. So you should be very, very clear with examples in your life as to authenticate what are your likes, dislikes, strengths, weaknesses and areas of improvement, your motivation level, your aspirations, what can you do that comes. So this becomes important. Try to cover up all these things. Don't use too much of superlatives. I'm a very, very hardworking. See, everybody knows. Prove it by action that you are hardworking. And again, see, all of you try to, and again there's a myth and so much of wrong understanding here. I've seen so many people talking about it. Sir, I have covered all the OLQs in my SD. That is not the right way. That would be a very wrong way. That is trying to bluff your way through to clear an SSB. Please don't do that. Be genuine out there. We need genuine people, genuine ideas, genuine and simple concepts which will help us to understand you. You have an insight about yourself. You have done your introspection and you know about yourself. That would be the right way rather than trying to fit in all the OLQs, in all the stories, VAT and all. That would be one of the worst ways to attempt the SSB. Nobody can be perfect. You try to show yourself as a perfect person, see, you fall flat on the ground. You have to introspect and showcase a genuine person. And the genuineness should be a good person. That would be the approach, according to me, which would help you to give a better psych test. I hope I made myself clear. I'm sure even after this, there will be a few doubts. See, I would request, see, all the doubts in the psych test. See, there are so many intricacies. Without knowing your personality, without knowing your PIQ, it would be wrong on my part to give you advice and generalize a psych test. See, one of the major mistakes which people do is trying to generalize a psych test. See, this picture has this story. No, there could be 1 million stories which can be made out of a TAT, 1 million sentences which could be made out of a VAT, or 1 million ways how to handle an SRT. Depending upon your personality, each person will react in a different way. So, psych test is based on one-to-one individual understanding, individual performance. Please don't try to generalize a psych test. That would be my last advice to you people. Thank you very much. I hope it has been given you some insight into the psych test, and I will be coming up with more videos so that more clarity is given on this. Thank you. Do press the notification button and give us a like, and obviously subscribe. That helps us a lot in understanding, yes, people are interested, and please do that. I would be much obliged. Thank you very much. Nice talking to you.